Hello, hello, and welcome to Getting Better at Getting Over It. Still, we're still here in this game, playing this game, because I still want to get 50 wins in this game. Get the golden pot, That is still a goal I have, even though I'm kinda starting to think that this game is not for me. As in, not for me to speedrun. But that's fine. You don't have to speedrun it, which is probably pretty close to what I said last video. I think took a pretty long break, but now I'm back. Just have to get these last couple of wins. We had 42 wins. And 42 is a number or something, I guess. I mean, it's a number in my YouTube. Oh god, that was bad. Channel name. Don't really remember why I put that in there. Okay, let's just not fall in the pit. That would be a bit embarrassing, I must admit. That rhymed. Don't fall in the pit. That would be embarrassing, I admit. But I'm not the kind of guy who speaks in rhyme all the time, So let's maybe not do that. Let's not start the bit, If we do that, I will have to rhyme the whole time. I mean, that one's just easy. I have to keep this up till I'm at the top, which is stupid, I should not. Okay, let's not make the same mistake twice. That is something we can maybe work towards. Okay, good. We lived that one. I mean, I had my doubts I thought I was going to fly off the, side again, which is a part of this game, an essential part, of course, as Mr. Foddy is explaining right now. Falling is important for this game. Exactly. But I'm not in danger because I'm very capable of beating this game in a reasonable amount of time. As long as I can maybe do the slide skip this time. Because last time I may have had some problems with the skipping of the slide. Okay, there we go. See, a little bit of practice goes a long way. A little bit of practice is all I need to beat this game. A couple more times. Okay, I'm kind of running out of space. Let's reposition the mouse again. Okay. Because my mouse went further up and up and up, and then I already hit the wall that is behind my desk. Which is, not good, I would say, for this type of game. Anyway, are there any good things happening in the world? Let me think. I mean, bad things, those are always, in the news. That's pretty normal. Good things. I mean, the last couple of One Piece chapters are good, in my opinion. But if you're not a One Piece reader, then that's not really, relevant to you, I suppose. The One Piece anime is back, and it is a very good portion of the story where it is at the moment, I think. It's not a good portion because it's, nice. I think it's quite depressing, actually. Very depressing portion of the story in One Piece in the anime right now, but, yeah, but that's good, people like sad stories all the time, right? Anything uplifting in general for the world, let me think. I can't think of anything. I mean, I saw the funny video that's been a couple days ago. I mean, it was funny to watch. I mean, if I was in this situation, it would have not been funny. I don't know. So I saw this video. I mean, a lot of people saw this video on Reddit. It was on the front page. what's it called, r/all or something. It's this guy who had a king cobra in his house, room, apartment, whatever, and the snake was just crawling over him, or slithering, I guess, over him. I mean, that video, that was an interesting video, I must say. I mean, I would not want to be a person in that situation, but I mean, when the snake looked over the pillow at the end, I mean, it had some comedic timing, you have to admit. You thought, oh, the snake's gone, and then the snake just pokes its head over the pillow. It's like, hey, what are you doing over there? Why are you filming me? I mean, it was a little bit comedic, also, you know, terrifying, but that happens sometimes, you know. So that was at least an interesting video, and a lot of people saw it, and I think it was posted to like 5 different subreddits, or maybe more, probably more, just 5 that like reached top on Reddit. So yeah, so it was a popular video on Reddit, like 2-3 days ago. Was the popular one this? I mean, not a funny one, I don't think so. Anyway, so that's a snake as well. But yeah, those snakes get huge. I'm glad there's no snakes where I live. I mean, there are snakes where I live. There's also things that almost that are almost snakes. What do you call those again? Skinks or so? I don't know the English name. I mean, they have like very, very, very short legs, or like almost no legs anymore. You know, the legs are not functional anymore, and you only see a couple of toes left. You know, we got those here. And we got like a couple snakes, I think. Even one venomous snake, I think, here in Germany. Or 2 maybe? Not sure. I know of 1 venomous snake in Germany, at least, but it's not that dangerous, you know. So that's not really that concerning. I don't know, Europe does have scorpions, so it's like the alpine scorpion or something. That guy likes to chill more in the, you know, warmer side of the Alps. You know, not in... I mean, I think it could... I don't know if it's actually on the north side of the Alps. But yeah, there's scorpions in Europe, you know, in the like Mediterranean. They have scorpions, as far as I know. I've not seen them. Just, you know, trust friends who were vacationing in the Mediterranean, saw some scorpions, so that's where I know it from. So that's second-hand information, but I'm pretty sure there's scorpions. Just don't know how many different species. But I also think they're not that dangerous, like nothing's too venomous. Of course, you have a lot of venomous animals, technically speaking. Just like every spider is venomous, right? So there you got that one. So you have a lot of venomous spiders, but you know, they're not dangerous for humans. It's like the important part here. You know, people only care about the venomous animal as soon as it's dangerous for humans. You know, if it's not dangerous for humans, it's like chill, you know, chilling at that point. How do you do the radio tower again? I forgot. Because I was talking about stuff I forgot already. How did we get to yes, I know how we got to snakes. Yes, of course. It was the snake video, which was good in my opinion. You know, that's some good in the world. People make funny videos. I mean, there's enough bad with like another bad thing, you know, with all the war and stuff like that. That's already bad enough. No, do we make it to the top? Barely not, I think. So close. Now we have to fall down for like 2 minutes. Yeah, so I don't know. If you've got any good news, you can let me know though. That would be good. Would be appreciated. Okay, let's just fall to a rock. The rock will be below me very soon. I hope. Where's the rock? There we go. Okay, now we bounce up a bit stronger and we beat the game. in a bit better time than last time. Last time was 26, I think, minutes. This was only 9. Only 9. Let me adjust the scoreboard really quick. So that's win number 43. Okay. Now I think, because this was very quick, can we do another one very quickly in this video? I think we can. I think we can. But I already have used my talking points. Have I? Let me think. Good talking points. I mean, even in the... Sorry, I fell there. Even in the bad times, right? Like, you know, whatever's going on over there on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean in the United States, you know, like I can at least laugh about it a little bit, you know. I mean, it still affects, obviously, other regions of the world because they are quite big. I have to say, they are the largest economy in the world, the United States, so it obviously affects other places, but still it's a little, like, this guy says some shit, you know. Like, I mean, I know politicians aren't really likable, in my opinion, most of them, anyway. Though I voted for some of them, I don't really think you should like them too much, you know. That will only go to bad places, I think. You know, they're supposed to work for you. Politicians, that's like literally what they're doing. They're representing the people who are voting, so they should do what you want, so, you know. And they yes, sorry, my throat is dying. So politicians should do what the people want, because that's the whole point of democracy. The representative democracy, you know. So, I've already forgot where I was going. Yes, so this guy says some shit, you know. So that's what I generally don't like about some politicians, you know, especially those where there's only one position, you know. Like the politicians in like the parliamentary bodies, that's like fine, you know, if they say some stuff. Because that's kind of what they're there for, they're there to represent opinions. But when you're the president, you know, or the chancellor, which we have here, and then you say some really stupid shit, then I'm like, why? You're not just the chancellor for 1% of the people, or for like half the people, you know? You're the chancellor for all the people. You're the president for all the people. They only have one president, you know, so why are you saying such divisive shit? You know, it doesn't make sense to me. But, you know, what can you expect from such a guy? That's kind of funny to me, that this guy, I mean, it was, you know, shouldn't really complain about him too much, because then the people would just get depressed here because they have to live there. If there's some American viewers, you know, my condolences. You actually have to live with this guy in the same country, like, I cannot imagine. I mean, the politicians here are already bad, but this guy, I don't know. So I'll stop talking about him, maybe. Let's talk about something fun, interesting, I don't know. Well, the melon seeds I planted are growing, so that's nice. You know, they sprouted, they're getting some leaves. One of them is already growing the 3rd leaf, which is pretty nice. You know, there's some sugar melons. Not watermelons, I mean, I planted watermelons last year. It didn't turn out that great. So I'm going for, you know, a little bit more solid melon that has a bit more solid flesh to it, you know. I think that one could turn out better, hopefully. So those are growing. I mean, I have them in pots right now, little pots. Once they've got a couple leaves, I'll put them outside. you know, because outside now it's still sometimes a little cold at night, like 5 degrees Celsius. It was a couple days ago, and they don't like it when it's cold, those melons. No, they want it hot. They like it hot and humid and a lot of fertilizer in the soil. So we'll see about that. Already also got some pumpkins, which are growing, some tomatoes, some cucumbers, even though I don't like tomatoes or cucumbers. I mean, tomatoes are fine for a sauce, obviously, for a tomato sauce. So they can be redeemed, tomatoes, by cooking them. You know, because then they lose a certain part of the flavor I do not like, and they're not as watery anymore, which I also don't like. But cucumbers, in my opinion, are not that easily saved. Like, cucumbers are just bad, but you know, like I said already, I already said that sometime when I was playing Getting Over It, I remember, I don't just plant stuff I like to eat, you know, I also plant the cucumbers for people who like to eat the cucumbers. Yeah, but it's only 3 cucumber plants, so it's not a big deal anyway. Then some salad, which I already got some leaves off of, which is nice, because that's the kind of salad planted that you can, you know, just take off a couple leaves at a time. So that's nice. Had some of that today. Was pretty good already. Okay, nice. But yeah, gardening's just nice. You know, instead of politics, let's talk gardening. That's a lot more positive, I would say. You're actually creating something and not just, you know, spouting bullshit. Like some politicians like to do. My voice is dying again. Like some politicians like to do. They like to just, you know, say stuff that maybe they shouldn't say. I don't know. I'm not a politician, thankfully. I would not be good at the job. I would just tell people I hate you. You know? That's not really good, though, telling people you hate them. You know, you should have to make compromises or so with people you don't like. Like, I could never do that. Like, here in Germany and a lot of other countries, you know, there's not just 2 parties, they have a lot of parties. And then can be that, like, for 4 years you're in the opposition, right? Against some combination of parties that are now ruling the country, running the country. And then in the new election, you know, new votes come out, and then you have to make some new coalitions with new parties, and then you can just be in a coalition with a party you fought against in the opposition the whole time. Then you have to work with them. And I couldn't do this. Like, you'd have people in there that kind of destroyed your whole work you've been doing for 4 years. You were always opposed to everything you did, like at every turn, and then you have to work with them for the next 4 years. Like, I could not do this. I could not be a politician, is all I'm saying. So maybe I shouldn't really comment too much on politicians' work or something, because I would never. You are like, no, thank you. I mean, it's not even the public speaking. The public speaking's bad. Yes, I do not like public speaking, but it's mostly just the why would I want to work with people like this? So it's like other politicians, which are like the real reason why I could never be a politician, I think. Okay, I think that was better. It was around 8 minutes, maybe. Or maybe. Yeah, see? I mean, at least I have some good sense of time, right? Still have some sense of time. Okay, it's 44 wins. That's a pretty nice number. I think we'll end it off for today with that number. Yes. So 6 more wins to go. Okay, maybe I can. Maybe I'll do like 5 wins in a row. Maybe I will do a video which is like, how many wins can I get in 1 hour? How often can I be getting over it in 1 hour? Or, I mean, we'll have to work on the title of that video, but, you know, something along those lines. Yeah, Sounds good, I think. Thank you for watching this, and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye.